Our agenda will be like this. First, we need to understand the AEC industry, then BIM overview.
Should I press continue to this? By continuing, you are consenting to be recorded. Okay, yeah, okay. It's a
Yeah, it's
consent approval.
recording. It's recording.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let us see one by one very clear. Right? Let's say
Uh-huh.
our industry is the AEC, architecture, engineering, and construction.
Uh-huh.
Okay? In this industry, we have the basically two stages:
Hmm.
the design. Second thing is the construction. Okay? So whatever we do design, it should be reached to the execution level. So let's say engineer will sit in office and they will design. Civil engineer, maybe architect, and maybe HVAC engineer, electrical engineer, any engineer. They do calculations and they will do. And this calculated information should transfer to the site who are working at the site so that they can take that inputs and they can start the construction. Correct? This is the process. So to reach the information from designing to execution, we should have one common media. Correct? So that media
Right.
is the drawing. Let's say, for example, architect will give the plan, and according to that plan, structural engineer will create the his own design. Okay, and after the architecture and structural finalized, they will go to the MEP engineers. They do calculations. Right, all this calculation part we need to convert into graphical format, and then this graphical format we are calling as a drawing. This drawing you will give to the site people. The site people will read the drawings and they will start the construction. Correct? So here what is doing here? Drawing communicating the information from designing to the construction stage. So here one media communicating. So that media we are calling as a engineering language.
Hmm.
Are you following?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So so why we are calling drawing is engineering language means, let's say for example if we take one language, English. For any language, we should have the alphabets, words, sentences, kind of the things. In same way, for the drawings also we have the alphabets and words, sentences like that. If you see in my screen, so if you take the line, line is a combination of the points. Arc again combination of the points. Take it rectangle, triangle, hexagon. All are the combination of the lines. Circle, combination of the arcs. Ellipse, combination of the arcs again. If we take the cube and cylindrical, any shape, it's a combination of the different shapes, square, rectangular, and triangles. Everything we are combining each other and we will making into the one graphical format and sending to the site. Okay, that
Hmm.
format we are calling as a drawing. Correct?
Hmm.
So if you see the history of these drawings in our industry, so basically what we used to do earlier, we used to do the manual drafting. Engineer used to give the instructions, we do the drafting, and these drawings we issue to the construction.
Hmm.
Correct? So when we are using the manual drawings, lot of challenges are there. Time factor, accuracy, manipulation, document control and interchange. If you want to create the multiple drawings, problem, and the storage of the drawings also a problem. Okay, and the sustainability of the drawings. If you store the drawings after some period, this will be collapsed. Correct? So to avoid
Hmm.
these kind of the problems, CAD came into the industry. Correct? So when CAD came into the industry, most of the problems we solved, but the major problem, document control and interchange was remains as it is. So then what is the document control and interchange means? If you see our industry, lot of stakeholders are there. Okay. In our general, we have the client, architect, structural engineering, okay, mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, firefighting engineer, plumbing engineer, as well as the suppliers, contractors, subcontractors, okay. A lot of people will be involved, vendors to supply the products, okay. So everyone need the drawing. Let's say if you create one floor plan, this floor plan we need to distribute to the all stakeholders for the different purpose maybe. Correct. Let's say for example in my first plan I have the 10 rooms. In the second revision I reduced one room, 9 rooms only. So revision 1 and the revision 2, we have the 2 revisions with us. But revision 2 is the final one, so that I need to share this revision to the all stakeholders, correct? So by mistake, we have not shared one drawing to the someone. Better start. What will happen? Again in the site, there will be mismatch with the other people. So to avoid these kind of the problems, BIM came into the picture. Okay. After CAD, BIM came into the picture. What is the BIM? Building Information Modeling. Here, what we are doing, we are creating the virtual construction shareable model, and it's very collaborative with the all services. You see this image, you can understand. Here we are doing the virtual construction before starting the project on the site, so that we can extract any drawing from this model, so there will be no mismatch. We can avoid document and control and interchange. These kind of the environment we are calling as a common data environment. Single platform. Everybody, we are bringing all stakeholder into the single platform. Okay. Based on that, we can extract the floor plans, we can extract the section drawings, we can extract the detailed drawings, we can extract the bill of quantities, a number of drawings we can extract from the created virtual model. Virtual model means here we are doing the architectural model, structure model, HVAC model, plumbing model, firefighting. What are the services are available in the construction? All things we create the model. Okay. This is the main purpose of the implementing the BIM. If you see little bit about the BIM, what is the BIM? Okay. So you can find a lot of definitions in the Google. If you type what is the BIM, right? So, but according to my experience, I defined that it is a technology for the construction, and it contains engineering design process. Technology for the construction. How? Let's say, for example, I am taking as the IT is a technology, information technology. Correct? In the information technology, how many softwares are there? C, C++, Java, Oracle. Lot of softwares are there, correct? Same way, in BIM also we have plenty of the softwares. Revit, EcoSim, ArchiCAD, MagicCAD, CADVEN, lot of softwares are there. But among this, Revit is a very user friendly and most popular. Why it's the most popular? This product marketing by Autodesk. Autodesk people earlierly their product is AutoCAD. This is little bit advanced to the AutoCAD. If you know the AutoCAD, so more or less 30% of the Revit you can do it. Same type of commands, okay, same process, everything is same. So that it's a very easy to learn who knows AutoCAD.
Mhm.
And if you see in the BIM, we have the different dimensions. Okay,
Mhm.
what are the dimensions? Let's say 2D, two dimensional. We know x comma y, correct? Three dimensional, 3D, x comma y comma 3D. By using the Revit, we create the 3D model here. Third dimension in the BIM. And same model we use for the construction monitoring, construction sequencing. Okay, construction planning means what we are doing for the same 3D model, we are assigning our planning information to the 3D. So here 4D, we are calling as a 4D. 4D is 3D plus time. Again, we can extract the costing information from the BIM. That if you add the cost information to the 3D model, it will become the 5D model. Okay. If you use the same 3D model for the energy analysis, it's becoming the 6D. If you use the same 3D model for the facility management, it will become the 7D. Like that. If you increase one process, 1D will add. There will be no limitations. Okay. This is the process about the BIM. If you see BIM, if you create a 3D model, you can extract the 2D drawings, 3D drawings, you can manage with the 4D simulations, you can create the fabrication drawings, you can create the bill of quantities, everything you can do with the help of single 3D model. Okay. As I said, it's a very collaborative model. If you see this screen, you can understand all services, architecture, structure, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, firefighting, everything integrated. So that it's a very easy for the construction. Anybody can visualize where is our service going, and where is starting, where is ending, what is the size of my services. Okay, whether these ducts are hitting the beam or not, whether the ducts are in proper way aligned or not, what is the optimization of the routings, everything we can visualize. So you can see the few examples, virtual and actuals. Hope for your better understand what they are going to do. Structures. Okay. Now, this is here you have the very basic confusion, correct? You want to know about this LODs
Mhm.
according to our yesterday discussion. So, if you see this, what we discuss about the BIM, if you see the what is BIM, it's a technology for the construction and it contains engineering design process. So, generally, what is the engineering design process in our traditional way? First, we do the schematic design, then basic design, let's say preliminary design, okay, and the detailed design, next construction documentation as well. If we are working with the traditional method, we are calling schematic, basic, detailed construction documentation as well. If we adopt to the BIM technology, here we are calling as a level of detail.
Mhm.
LOD 100, level of detail 100, so nothing but schematic design. LOD 200, nothing but preliminary design. LOD 300, detailed design, nothing but the tender stage. Okay. Here we will get the exact bill of quantities. We'll call for the contractors. Contractor will create the fabrication run, shop runs. Right.
Mhm.
So for better understanding of the LODs, the concept stage we will not give much information. Just we will give the outer to outer information. LOD 200. Again, we are increasing little bit geometry. So in LOD 300, we are increasing the geometry very near to constructability. In LOD 400, how we are going to construct, we are creating the models same. LOD 500 means as built. After construction, for the documentation purpose, for the facility management purpose, we update our drawings according to the site conditions. Correct? This is the main difference in the LODs. LOD 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay. So as we said, 4D and 5D. We have the dimension, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, 4th and 5th dimension, like that, right? If you see the left side screen, this is the indicates the 4D simulation. Here what we do for the 3D model which we created in Revit, we will take this model into the other software and we will assign our project planning information. That's generally we do the Primavera MS project. Okay, those information we will add to our 3D objects so that we can visualize what is our progress of the project, how much we completed, still how much pending. This kind of information we can visualize. The 5D means we give the cost information to the specific components. Let's say, for example, door. We have the 10 doors. For each door cost 1,000 rupees. Total amount of this is the 10,000 rupees. Like that, we give the quantification. These are the few benefits. Okay, as we said, it's a very collaborative with all cross-functional departments. If you have one Revit model means, let's say it is collaborated with architecture, structure, HVAC, electrical and plumbing, so that there will be no clashes, so that we can construct very easily without any rework. Okay, let's say it's 100% visualized. Okay, our planning will become very easy, and as we are doing the virtual construction, we can extract very accurate bill of quantities, so that 10%, 20% no need to add extra. And if we create the 3D model in proper way, okay, so space management will become very easy. Let's say I want to design one office. How many seatings I can accommodate? Okay, so here what we're doing, I am creating the one seat according to the dimension. That seat I will place into the specific drawing, specific model, so that I can calculate how many seats I can get in the specified space. Okay, and that is it. As it is a very collaborative model, we can identify all clashes before creating any shop drawing or GFC, so that we can provide the 100% accurate drawing, so that based on the drawing they will construct without any rework. I can say 100% rework we can reduce by using this technology. Okay, these are the few examples how we do the space management. Let's say in industrial sector, we collect all catalogs from the manufacturers of the machineries, and we create a 3D model. We will place the specific area, whether this area is sufficient or not. Also, we can justify. Of course, we can do in 3D. I mean in 2D. By doing 3D, we can analyze the height information. Okay. For architecture space management, we can do it. For MEP services space management, we can do it. Okay. How we are going to routing our pipes and ducts and all. Okay. So these are the examples to understand how we get the clashes between the other functionalities. Let's say pipe to pipe, pipe to duct, pipe to cable trace. Few of the clashes. So these kind of the models we are going to create by using the Revit. Find the problem before they become the problem. This is the best example. Okay, this is a projective lens. So then what we do in the Revit, how we will work in Revit means, first we create the 3D model. or architecture or structural anything, individual models, and we collaborate all together and we do the clash analysis. After getting the clashes, we resolve the clashes. Then we extract the bill of quantities according to the requirement. Then we create the shop drawings. Okay. After getting the shop drawings, construction will start. In the construction stage, we can manage the 40 timelines. This is a basic workflow. We may change according to our requirement. This is the standard workflow in the build. Okay. So this is about the Revit software, not much important. This is okay. Few of the examples how we do by using the Revit, and even we can create the temporary construction like scaffoldings, but it will take a lot of time. But we can create if we require, we can create. So here, what we do generally, most of the times, we get the CAD drawing as the input. We take the CAD drawing and we will convert into the 3D models. From the design consultant, we get the CAD drawings. From the CAD drawings, we create a 3D model of the different service, and we integrate all services and we do the clash analysis. Then we extract the shop drawing. You can see the examples. Okay. BOP, plumbing and electrical. Different drawings we can extract. Okay, HVAC ducting layout, 3D view of the HVAC. Major advantage of this Revit software is to create the sectional drawings. Any number of sections we can create. It's short path to understand the critical thing. This is a complete collaborative model with architecture, structure, and all MEP services. So as we have created 100% virtual construction, it is very easy to construct. Anybody can view the 3D model and they can understand the routing and what are the requirement, space availabilities, everything they can understand very easily. Okay. This is the main purpose to learn the Revit.